Get in, nerds. We're playing Victoria 3. We are still in a diplomatic play with air over here, which I think we're going to be... I think we're going to be able to kick off the situation with Venezuela and Denmark before this gets started. Just once again to review, grabbing the chunk of Denmark that we want is going to cost 5.8 infamy, and then grabbing... a protectorate over Venezuela is going to take 12. So that's 17.8 total. So as long as we're at 7.1 or below, which we will be very soon, I think we'll be able to kick that off without having a problem. Because I think it changes on month end. Okay, so now we're at 7.1. So, let's see. If we go after Denmark, let's see what the diplomatic spread looks like if we go after Denmark. 8% chance they say yes. You're going to get New Grenada, Benin, and Venezuela all on their side, likely. Chance of Spain and Egypt. French Empire is mixed. On the other hand, if we go after Venezuela, very high chance of getting New Grenada and Denmark. Mexico might come in. Actually, Mexico's got a pretty solid chance of coming in that case. And I don't want to put myself in a truce with Mexico. So, we'll just go after Denmark first. And we'll see if we can just grab Danish Togo. That would be absolutely excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this off. Political lobby formed an anti-French association. Interesting. Denmark has said no, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and mobilize. And we'll go ahead and start the Army of Florida and the Army of Observation conscripting. That should provide us with plenty of the conscripts we need for the short term. They're definitely going to have Schleswig and Holstein in there, and again, it looks like Venezuela is leaning that way. I could potentially bring France in, that's interesting, and then I can bring Britain in as my ally. So, let's see how things go. I think unless there's a major in there, it's not going to matter. That said, let's put the Army of Observation on the front so that I cannot make the same mistakes I have made in previous years. Let me see. This other diplomatic play, my army is still en route. That should be fine. What kind of a fleet does Denmark have? Does Denmark have any kind of actual fleet? Not really. Not much of one. So there's civilizing mission. That's actually very important. Populating the Americas. The United States of America is a vast and fortunate land, though it is sparsely populated. We must look beyond the seas, particularly to troubled Europe, for potential settlers to work our fields and factories. The federal government will encourage European immigration, and it will not restrict, limit, or burden with any taxes the entrance into American territory of foreigners who come with the goal of working the land, improving the industries, and teaching the arts and the sciences. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. Every incorporated state in Western America gets 25% migration attraction, or we're doing fine on our own. Yeah, I'll do this. I'll get a bunch of extra migration attraction, absolutely. Shove all those pops in me. Alright, so. Niger River Expedition's in grave peril. We'll see how that goes. So that's really interesting. This is, Sharky populations. Oh, you gotta do it with these zeros. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's 500,000. 22,500,000. Number is currently 4.87 million. All right, so that's in the Pacific Coast and Great Plains. All right, so that's gonna take some time, and we're gonna get a prestige bonus if we accomplish that. All right. Let's get kicked off here. And we're going to pause as soon as we hit. Alright, so we keep an eye out. Venezuela is probably going to align with them. Alright, Venezuela aligns with them. Very good. It's going to be 12 infamy to add a protectorate war goal over Venezuela. So we'll definitely go with that. And that's all that I've got the infamy for. Maybe I'll... Maybe I'll grab a war. Now, war reparations is not going to be of any use to anyone for me right now. All right. So if Venezuela just decides to stick around where they are, I think I'll basically be fine. And then this war with air, I'm completely... Spain has begun embargoing us. Well, Denmark backs down. Excellent. Alright, so that's actually very good. Because that means we can basically immediately go on to... from this. Although... Okay, so all of Togo is now part of the United States. Interesting. I gotta win this war fast so that I don't end up in a situation where my, where I'm, paying for these conscripts for a long time. I do want, however, to build up some extra government admin. I think I'll put more in New York. Because I've now reached a point where I need to have more bureaucratic capacity. And the primary reason I need more bureaucratic capacity, one, for Togo, but two, I need it for increasing the size of my colonization investment, which is now available to me due to my having uncovered you know, what's the name of that technology? Civilizing mission. Alright, let's knock this out. Oh! Burning ashes. The drop in the temperature caused by the volcanic eruption has ruined the crops of all the nation, and the farmers of Dahomey beg for help. No food at home, sir, and not a single root to be saved. Children ask questions, sir. The sky is always dark, always red. I'm hungry. Hungry and afraid, my lord, and so am I. They're hungry. Hungry and afraid, my lord. Hungry and afraid, Mr. President, and so am I. We can send them some food, big chunk of government expenses. Crop failure will also affect the rest of the world. All states and plantations will experience minor crop failures. Or there's something we can do. Crop failure will also affect the rest of the world. Send them some relief. This doesn't... These both look the same. I don't know. I might be making a mistake, but I'm going to say we can send them some food. I feel like that should be the right thing. Alright, so that's the war kicking off. And again, hopefully this should be quick. This is goofing our finances a little bit. But our finances are very good. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Again, I kind of prepared for a major war. It seems the Niger River expedition is just proceeding without incident, which I'm really, really pleased with, because I sure would like to have an expedition go off without incident. Ooh. Excellent. So there's colonization rights completed for air, and we've got it in a successful expedition. Franklin Buchanan has returned triumphantly. The course and termination of the Niger River has been plotted. I'd always imagined I'd feel an immense happiness, a happiness so bright and loud that you'd be able to almost hear it. All the rivers converge here. Maybe I was expecting a torrent of water, a force so obvious that couldn't be ignored, but the Niger diverged in several smaller streams, almost losing its identity. Which one was the real river? Wouldn't all of them be the real rivers? Perhaps none. As the ship of Theseus, when does a thing stop being a thing? Excellent news. So he gets Explorer, we get a prestige bump, and he's no longer busy. Okay, alright. So this doesn't unlock anything specific, I don't think. Unless there's more journal stuff to be done. Cool. Now that we've got Civilizing Mission, we can survey the Panama Isthmus. And I think... Do I have the ability to steal states? Not yet. But soon. What level? Yeah, they're at that. So I can soak a little bit of infamy. Benin's autonomy is going down. I think I might... Let me see. If I reduce their autonomy via diplomatic demand, that's 5.2 infamy. Whereas, if I wait and do it via over... but that's going to slow down New Grenada's assets. So now I've got the Statue of Liberty built. Whee! It's going up in employees. And providing a migration attraction bonus within its... Okay. I need to check if that applies. Let me see if that applies to states other than New York. Attraction high. Okay, 2% from New York. So that's the Statue of Liberty bonus. And this is in Pennsylvania. All right, that's excellent. I'm feeling good, friends. I'm feeling really good. Revolution in Southern Africa. Do tell. Oh, it's in Orania. I don't have the ability to do anything about that. That's okay. Ooh, gold discovered in California. Oh, and some guys are going to shoot at each other. Cornelius Vanderbilt. Cornelius. You gotta stop getting into duels, my guy. Ugh. Cornelius Vanderbilt has challenged Alonso Delano to a duel to the death. The aura surrounding the two figures is like something out of a romantic novel. Alonso Delano smiles. He's been rehearsing this moment before falling asleep. Cornelius Vanderbilt, he says, you're a friendless bastard. Your insults cannot go unanswered. Pick a weapon of choice and we shall meet tomorrow. Let them fight! Rest in peace, Cornelius Vanderbilt. Alright, so who's heading up the Industrialists now? Thaddeus Butler. Tactful, diplomat, and a reformer. Ooh, that's really good. So actually, yeah. Alright, so if he can stay in power for some time, researching human rights is going to be really useful. Do we already have the ability to... We do. And then we can go to... Okay. I'm actually going to wait, because in 14 months we'll have the ability to do compulsory primary school. That'll significantly increase maximum education investment, and that's going to be a huge boon for us from a technological perspective. So I'm gonna hope that Thaddeus Butler doesn't die, because if he dies, that's not going to happen. All right, I'm gonna declare neutrality on this thing happening in Orania, Sierra Leone. Great Britain doesn't need me for that. I can let this be. So Benin now, yes, excellent. So Benin, be my dominion. Alright, so they have to accept. And then Liberia, so everyone else has gone up. It's not really going to affect that many people except for Grenada, but they're still going down relatively quickly, especially as I'm continuing to build railways in their country. I think maybe I'll finish building these railways before I kick off my war with Venezuela, because I don't know how... Because they've got an alliance with New Grenada, and I don't know how Venezuela's situation... I don't know how me building those railways is going to be impacted. This one's taking some time. Oh, no, that's just because we're a little short on capacity there. Alright, so now that we've got some extra bureaucratic capacity, we're going to go ahead and increase colonization level. Our bureaucracy investment level per institution level is pretty high, but I still think we can take that without a problem. So, let me see. I've got some infamy to play around with now, but I got to make sure that I don't antagonize New Grenada, because that's the thing that I'm currently doing. Ooh, Sorb immigration to Nebraska. Wonderful. So just a few weeks more here, and then I'll get started with my diplomatic play, because I want to get a protectorate over Venezuela, and I want it real bad. New Grenada is still... Relations are still good with them. And what about my other subjects? Benin obviously has pretty high liberty desire, but that's okay. Liberia is low, Nicaragua is low. Cool. I am probably going to annex... What if I annex Liberia? can't annex because we've got a truce. Interesting. Oh, maybe that's from a previous, yeah, that's because of a previous, autonomy reduction. I can go ahead and stop damaging relations with, the Netherlands. I do still want to take... Let me see. Who do they have? They've got an alliance with Sweden. Defense pacts with various countries. But again, I don't think I'm going to need to worry that much about it. Because I would like to take Mauritania. Wow. Oh, no. It's... I was looking at investment rights. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cheap to puppet a European country. What if I went after Dutch Mauritania? 44% chance they say yes. That's, oh, the temptation is very, very high. Extremely high. Oh my goodness. And Venezuela can't get involved in this. I'm gonna do it. They've accepted. Wonderful. Oh, that's so good. That's so based. Rad. Oh, I'm extremely pleased. Extremely. Alright. So we've almost built out Chile is improving relations. Wonderful. Alright. And now the going after Venezuela should be viable. We got 10.7 infamy. So if we make them a protectorate, that's 12.5. Yeah, that's going to be fine. They're going to call in potentially Denmark. Potentially New Grenada. Once again, we'll take a look at our spread of options here. Yep, nobody seems... Again, could be Mexico. I wouldn't be super duper pleased if they brought Mexico in, but I could throw some war goals on Mexico. I could have a little bit of infamy as a treat. So, let's go ahead and mobilize the gentleman. And we'll raise conscripts with the Army of Florida and the Army of Observation. I'm going to add another leader to... Oh, it's Sherman. Oh, man. Yeah. Let's put that guy in charge. That'll be fine. He definitely won't do any war crimes. Not a single war crime. I've never... Who? My William Tecumseh Sherman? Making civilian... local civilians in the area he's attacking sweep mines with their farming tools? No, no one would. You must be thinking of some other William Tecumseh Sherman. He would never do these things. The Anti-French Association are unhappy, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Again, I'm sure I've had war criminals in my administration before in previous situations. Alright, Denmark sides with them. Yep, not shocked by that. Rubber Rush event. This one in Ghana. I'm going to say this place seems to be most effective. Can decrease autonomy of Nicaragua. I'm not going to, but I could. So Denmark is sided with them again. I don't think Denmark being involved matters a whole lot to me. Especially if all their troops stay in Denmark. We're continuing to mobilize these units, so I hope I don't wind up in a situation... Actually, so... I'm in a weird situation because the regular army... I have the ability to station troops in Great Britain even though they're not in the war? That's bananas. But I'm not complaining, I guess. So, what I'm really hoping is that I don't wind up in a situation where I can't naval invade because my troops are continuously mobilizing. Because, again, I haven't mobilized any of the conscripts of the regular army, but some of the conscripts are going to the regular army regardless. And I feel like that's a bug. Gotta keep an eye on the Danes up there. Gotta make sure they don't get up to anything. So, the capital... around here is Miranda, so it shouldn't be much of a problem to invade Miranda. Gold fields depleted. The rich mineral deposits in Nevada have been drained. Mines are being shuttered, and all the prospectors who moved in are beginning to drift away in search for the next big strike. Alluvial gold dried up. Miners go home. River dried up due to mining activity. Shafts condemned as threat to life. Enter at own peril. Trespassers will be shot. Survivors will be shot again. We can't just let them leave, because I'm gonna need to build more gold mines. Because every time you get that event, the capacity for gold mines goes up. And the capacity for gold fields goes down. I'm going to tick those mines all the way to the top of the construction queue so that I can get them built fast. Alright, war is kicking off. 2 arms. And New Grenada did not side with anyone, which I'm pleased about. So, we'll go ahead and pull the regular army in here. It's going to take just a couple of weeks. And I no longer need to be improving relations with Austria, because relations with Austria are good. Relations with Spain are bad. I'm going to improve relations with Portugal. It's always nice to have friends in Portugal. It's always nice to have friends in a location. Alright, and the Danes are putting an army in the area, which is just fine with me. I'm not at all concerned about that. It is going to be a modern army, but I should be able to accomplish what I want to accomplish. I've got 26% landing progress, and my number of battalions is going up here, rather worryingly. I'm also winning this naval battle, so I'm hopeful about that. If I could get a second navy together, I could send another invasion. That might make these things easier. Because, again, speed's kind of the key here. Alright, so we've driven them off. And now we're landing again. Very good. Looking real solid. Gustavo de Ventimiglia, I admire your bravery, but you are going to lose because I've already got shrapnel artillery. Let's go ahead and throw these steel mills at the top of the queue. Again, steel's more important to keep affordable in the customs union, although actually it's pretty affordable. Huh. Who's using opium? Oh, no, someone else in the customs union is using opium. Alright, well, where can we get some opium from? Our friends, the British, can provide it at an excellent price. The soldiers are doping. They always have been, though. Alright, and this is Britain going after Warsangali. Very, very, very typical British behavior. Ooh, excellent. A City of Plenty event. The most prominent members of Massachusetts high society have been seen organizing lavish parties in the new and luxurious urban buildings. Marble walls, shimmering stone. The noise of people coming and going brings the city back to life when we didn't even know it was dead. Tall buildings cover the sunset, kids play with bricks, and smoke blends with the clouds, and a distant bell announces the next train. Progress is coming. Once again, I can say let them celebrate to get 10% more loyalists in the upper and middle strata, or I can say the party will never end to get 25% more instead, which is much larger, and to bet that the standard of living will stay high for the upper strata, which I am going to do. Alright. And we are landed. Bringing in another army here, just to make sure that we don't wind up in a situation where we have an undefended front. Another rubber rush, this one in Dahomey. I'm going to say this place seems to be the most effective. Yeah, so as you can see here, they're sending an army, I think, around to this other front, but I'm hopefully going to get my army in that front before it becomes a problem. I might have a little bit of a problem here, but it shouldn't be too much of one. They're only a week away now. And anyway, I'm getting some occupation over here, so hopefully... Hey! Never mind. I've got that whole area. Alright. Hi. Venezuela, be my protectorate. Beautiful. Alright, so there's human rights. That's excellent. Do I still have my guy Thaddeus Butler? I absolutely do. Rad. So, let's get started with compulsory primary school. No one, and I mean no one, is going to stop me with that. So, now that I've discovered human rights, corporatism is spreading. Let's just quickly knock that out. After that, could be nice to have identification documents. Let's see what's going on in military. We're in tier 3 for military. Military statistics is org gain. That's pretty good. Hand-cranked machine gun is solid. Requires repeaters, obviously. Enlistment offices is extra conscriptable battalions. Telegraph is reduced war exhaustion from casualties. All that's very good. What do we have available in production? Oh my goodness. I should get open hearth process. That's going to really make the steel frame construction thing more viable. Yeah, I'm almost assuredly going to do that. Yeah, actually, we're going to do that. Alright, and then once we've won over here... Ooh, Dutch mass immigration. Excellent. To Colorado. Wonderful. Hey, stop air handling. Stop it. No, don't go to that front. Don't go to the front. Oh. There's corporatism. That's very good. That's going to change the ideology of the evangelicals. Alright, and that is a protectorate established. Alright. So now we'll start improving relations. Relations are quite bad, but that's okay. That's what happens when you steal a country. The people get mad there. And we are getting our relations going up, which is very good. New Grenada has slightly high liberty desire. So what's the liberty desire situation here? Let me see. Bad relations are causing some increase. They're not as economically dependent on us as I would like. And they got some anti-American groups in government. So, let's see. I think, for first things first, let's see if we need to build some railways. Okay, we clearly do. Partially because of the devastation that we caused. We're going to pretend, though, that this is some sort of civilizing thing, and not that we just blew up huge chunks of the country. And that's why there's now infrastructure shortages. Let's go ahead and throw these in at the top of the queue. We'll build this stuff first, and then we'll get it done ASAP. And I can promote European immigration. I don't really want to do that necessarily. It's a big investment of authority and influence, and I need my influence for reducing my infamy because of all the stuff I'm gonna do, all the nonsense, all the chicanery I'm gonna get up to. A sour truth. Given the low wages that workers in Dahomey are receiving, more and more parents are pushed to send their children to work to help sustain their families. This is madness. How are we supposed to help these people if they themselves are forcing their children to work? We must do something. Put an immediate halt to this barbaric decision. Well, it seems quite obvious this is not something that they would want for their own children if they had other options, right? Judging these poor people based on their survival decisions won't help them either. We must stop this. 10% enactment chance. Or maybe 20% enactment chance, but 5% of lower stardom pops become more radical. Yeoman farmers salty. Probably not something I need to concern myself about that much. Or, on the other hand, they do what they need to do. Industrialists a little salty. I'm going to say we must put a stop to this. Got 10%. It's not great, but it is what it is. Speaking of which, let's work on some economic development plans for our states in Africa. So what do we need for this market? Let me see, we definitely need... Well, we need farming. We need farming by a lot, actually. So let's go ahead and build up some of these millet farms to produce the amount of grain that we need. Because this bread is pretty expensive. Yeah, so we'll do... Let me see, what kind of population do we have? Okay, not too many in Ghana. So, 3 levels of millet farms should be fine. We've got a gold depleted event happening here. I just read that one a little while ago, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say we can't just let them leave. And that is going to make some radical pops, but cause most of them to stay. And then I'm going to build up some gold mines. Oh, sick! 5 levels. Wonderful. So I think I'm going to rotate the gold mines to the top of the queue here. And then, I know some of these states have huge peasant populations. So Togo, I can just go ahead and build a few more levels of millet farms. Already has a few. Dahomey... Oh, Dahomey has actually very low population. That's interesting. Okay, plenty of employment here, so I don't need to go after a increase in the size of the economy there right away. American Volta absolutely needs some development. We'll start with 5 levels to start. Outer Houseland needs some industrial development, I think. Let's go ahead and build some tooling workshops here. And then Niger and Timbuktu are still in the process of being colonized. So I think I'm going to throw the rest of this stuff at the end of the queue. And again, I am working on open hearth process, so I may not need as many steel mills as I feel like I need. That said, okay, no. So there's a balance going on in steel. We need more steel for sure. All right. Hey, and the Krakatoa eruption event closed, so that is very solid. I am really pleased with that. So far, our work towards enacting compulsory primary school is looking very good. I'm also going to need to build more government admin to cover that, so we'll just go ahead and add 9 levels of government admin to Ohio. Maybe we'll just add 4 levels. We'll add 6. I don't know how much I'm going to need exactly. Well, no, actually, I know how much I'm going to need exactly. I'm going to need 284 times 2. So yeah, I think I might actually need all 9 here. So we'll throw 9 levels in there. I can establish a colonial administration, but I don't desire to. I want these areas for states. I want to give them statehood. So, Venezuela's liberty desire is still going up, but again, I am still improving relations. Should be getting closer to... Once we get less than -20, that'll slow down. Popular playwright induces reform. In the midst of the debate surrounding compulsory primary school, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the Industrialists, has staged a widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. The man's viewpoints may be somewhat partisan, but sir, you cannot argue with his prose. Compulsory primary schooling will be on everyone's lips now. This sure puts the Industrialists... So this is 10% enactment chance. This sure puts the Industrialists on a good light, makes the Industrialists stronger. Or let's ensure the play gets a wider, more international audience, 20 prestige. I'm going to go with the first one, because I love that enactment chance. And that is all we've got time for today. It's been a little bit of a whirlwind of an episode. We stole some territory from Denmark over here. Then we stole some territory from the Netherlands over here. And then finally we stole Venezuela from Venezuela. So yeah, it's been quite productive. We're still working on getting New Grenadian and Venezuelan autonomy, liberty desire down so that we can eventually puppet and then annex them. But that's going to be for later episodes. For the moment, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.